The 7 things you should be talking about today. Number 7.
So what do you do when your entire workplace is racist? What are you supposed to do in that situation? Well, if you're Rachel Maddow, you just call them racist, and then you go right back to making $5 million a year working for that racist company. After Joy Reid was fired, Katie Fang was fired, Alex Wagner was fired, Rachel Maddow took to the MSNBC primetime where the extremely white woman was given her job back Monday through Friday after Alex Wagner was, of course, pushed out. We were then told that them all being fired was racist, but Rachel Maddow was going to stay there and fight the good fight. The person who calls everybody racist and says you can't associate with these people because they're racist and bad is going to continue making $5 million a year from a company that she is also calling racist. Absolute self-owned by MSNBC. Glad to see Joy Reid gone. She is a cancer on our society. Rachel Maddow, though, just exposed herself as a pathetic hypocrite.
Number 6.
Can we please talk about how ridiculous it is that the city of Huntsville is trying to rebrand their Office of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion to the Office of Multicultural Affairs? Yes, they've officially done that. Now, why have they done that? Well, it's very simple why they've done that. And because they want to continue playing the same game they've been playing all along, but they want to hide their hand as to what they're actually doing. The problem with that is you have guys like Randy Barbour, the new director of this agency, basically saying, yeah, we're just changing the name because we don't want to hear any complaining about it, but we're not actually going to do anything different. The mission remains exactly the same. So expect people to still be upset about this because you can't admit you're just changing the name to get people away from it without people still continuing to bring the same pressure. He says very clearly, DEI has come under attack for the fear of the unknown. That's why they changed the name. He admitted it. You got to get rid of this department.
Number 5.
State Representative Matt Woods has had enough of all the nonsense that has happened at schools with bomb threats and shooting threats, and he wants to combat this by increasing the penalties of the people who do it, which makes complete sense. Everyone should understand that that's exactly one of the things that should be happening. He has a bill that mandates the immediate suspension of accused students who with a year-long ban from school property pending charge resolution, psychological counseling, and board stipulations, while convicted students face expulsion and forcing their guardians to foot the bill for all of the emergency responses. This makes complete sense to me. We need to have a little bit of a crackdown on this because there seems to be a bunch of willy-nilly threats going around. And if you find the people that do them, punish them. You want this stuff to stop. The way you stop it is you drop the hammer on the people who are doing it. It's that simple. And Matt Woods, the state representative from Jasper, says to do just that.
Number 4.
The Retirement Systems of Alabama, through a letter from Deputy Director for Administration Joe Moore and Legislative Counsel Nia Scott, have voiced a strong opposition to Senate Bills 93 and Senate Bill 99 that are before the Alabama Senate Banking and Insurance Committee, cautioning that the bills shift to reimbursing pharmacies at acquisition costs set by the Alabama Medicaid situation for Senate Bill 93 and the CMS. It's all very confusing. Senate Bill 99 could inflate the drug cost an estimated $31 million and $36 million, jeopardizing coverage for 350,000 education employees and dependents. Now, all that sounds like gibberish and rigmarole. You're right. But the RSA has come out and said, hey, we want to continue doing what we're doing right now because this works for us. Uncaring to the fact that it's crushing independent pharmacies. They don't care about that at all.
Number 3.
United States Senator Tommy Tuberville, a Republican out of Auburn, rebutted Democrat Colorado United States Senator John Hickenlooper's belief that the Space Command will stay in Colorado due to a $2 billion relocation cost and Elon Musk's efficiency drive. I think this just kind of shows how desperate our friends in Colorado are getting, but that it is what it is. Tuberville argues that President Donald Trump's administration will still move Space Command to Huntsville, a site affirmed as top tier by multiple federal reviews for its infrastructure and community quality. Tuberville blasted former President Joe Biden's decision to keep the Space Command in Colorado Springs as a political misstep that ignored Huntsville's merits. proven by its number one ranking out of 66 locations, undermining national security for partisan gain. So now they're basically saying, oh, it's going to cost too much to move, and we're all about cutting government, says the Democrat from Colorado. Sure.
Number 2.
As the world continues to want to blame the American president who just came into office for a war that started 3 years ago, well, the media jumps right on board and hammers home that Donald Trump is some major Russian ally, when in reality, Trump wants this thing over now, and he doesn't really care one way or the other how it happens. French President Emmanuel Macron, meeting with U.S. President Donald Trump at the White House, praised Trump's initiative to broker peace in Ukraine and called him, quote, a game changer, end quote, warning that a lasting truce, potentially weeks away, requires more than a ceasefire given Russia's past violations of the Minsk agreements. Macron emphasized collaboration with Trump to secure Ukraine's future, proposed a French-UK troop presence to maintain peace, while Trump administration pursues a rare earth mineral deal to offset U.S. aid, a plan Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent calls a win-win.
And now time for the number 1 thing you should be talking about today.
We all love choose your own adventure books, and I love referencing them in the form of politics because this is truly a choose your own adventure situation. If you want to watch one media outlet, they will tell you that Elon Musk's email, if it not responded to it, is going to cost people their jobs. If you want to watch another one, it has been completely rebuffed by everyone inside the government. If you want to watch another one, they'll tell you that maybe we'll come back and we'll do it again, and then you'll be fired. Here's the deal. Elon Musk's email to federal employees did, in fact, unleash quote-unquote chaos. If by chaos you mean confusion in the federal government with people going, huh? What? What do we do? That's the chaos. But, again, you listen to people talk, and you would think asking them to come up with 5 things that they did last week is the most painful, hard thing they've ever done. There are people actually putting together calculations about how long it takes to make a list of 5 things and extrapolating that beyond the federal government and saying, look at all this manpower we're wasting. Give me a break. We know that people are not grinding away at their work 24/7 while they're on the clock. Stop this, please. Anyway, now that Elon Musk is saying there's a second chance, subject to the discretion of the president after many ignored the deadline. Trump lauded the plan from the Oval Office, calling it a brilliant way to expose supposed fraud, while downplaying resistance from allies like Kash Patel and Pete Hegseth and more, who told employees, just don't worry about this. The flip-flop came as unions sued over the unlawful demand. More than 100 House Democrats said, hey, just ignore this. And departments like the transportation under Sean Duffy, the new secretary there, said, yeah, go ahead and respond. So chaos, so to speak, is not reigning, but what you have is unclear mandates. Let's just be clear. There's some unclearness. There is not chaos. If this causes chaos in your workplace is screwed. Okay, I mean, that's as simple as it is. At most, it should be like, hey, what do we do to this? And everyone's like, just chill out for a minute. That seems to be the general consensus. But if you want to freak out about it, feel free to do that as well. And in fact, that appears that that's what a lot of people are doing, freaking out about it. So enjoy your little freak out there. That's fine. I don't think that's necessary, but a lot of people seem to be doing just that. So you can have your freak out. I understand it's your job. So let's be a little sympathetic to these people who are maybe a little unclear as to what they're supposed to be doing and how they protect their jobs. But at the same time, let's chill out and not be ridiculous. Okay? Okay, good. Let's do that. You can weigh in right here, and you can talk with us about your job or how it's being impacted or how you're dealing with it by texting in right here, 205-545-9950. It's all very simple, easy way for you to jump in right there. Also, you can get your questions in for 10 with him at the end of the program. I'll answer those questions for you. Tori will be with us to have that conversation. So keep it locked right here, right now on the fastest hour of radio anywhere on your radio dial.
You're listening to News and Views with Dale Jackson.